City 1016 पर लोकेश आपके साथ and we have the star cast and crew of Bawaal in Dubai. Welcome to Dubai first of all, guys.
Thank you so much for having us.
I watched the trailer and I think it's such an interesting way of taking Hitler and talking about, you know, uh, image building and perception and all that, which I feel is so kind of important these days given social media. You know, we're living our lives on social media, especially for stars, you know, people in showbiz who are always like trying to make sure that their image is like kind of, you know, intact and well guarded. Do you guys like feel the pressure of image building being the superstars that you guys are?
Do you want to take this first? Well, yeah, I mean, like I said before, I think it's a professional hazard. I think that a lot of the people in the machinery of the industry encourage you to have carefully choreographed and catered images, and that's a part of the job. And a big part of our job as actors is to be liked by audiences. But I think there's a lot of merit in maintaining the sanctity of just being an honest artist and being as honest as you possibly can. And I think that there's nothing that captures people's affection and attention as much as honesty does. So I think that's a lesson that one can even learn through this film. I think that's a major theme in it.
You know, I can safely say for the two of you especially that you guys are the most loved stars. No, and I have seen you interact with our listeners, with our audiences, and I know when the cameras are also not off, when the cameras are off, you know, you guys are like your genuine, humble selves. I remember once you were missing your flight, and I remember you telling me that, you know, you went out to the crowd and made sure that you took as many selfies with the people as possible, and you said that's the real love, you know, even if I miss my flight. So hats off to you guys for actually keeping, you know, I know it's a basic, but keeping the good humanity intact. Nitesh sir, I wanted to ask you, I was speaking to Zoya Akhtar once and she told me that whenever she's looking for people to cast in a film, she says that there has to be the basic core quality of a human being that has to like kind of match with the core quality of the characters. Besides these two being really compelling actors, what is that core quality that you thought, you know, that Janhvi suited the character of Nisha vis-a-vis Varun suiting the character of Ajay?
For me, I think somewhere apart from the traits which you mentioned, somewhere I think once you have a character in your mind, you know, there is a particular physical appearance also you conceptualize in your head. You know, the character has to look like that. Apart from the other core competence of being a good actor and stuff like that, and somewhere I felt, you know, that Nisha needed to be somebody whose eyes speak more than what she would, and somebody who would look extremely vulnerable in certain situations, and you know, apart from what Janhvi can bring on table as an actor, you know, these physical attributes also kind of were very important for me, you know, and I think if you look at her in the film, you know, her silence speaks a lot, a lot.
Are you feeling flattered right
Yeah.
now? And what Varun?
I mean, you've seen Ajju's character,
Yeah.
you know, and you know, I personally felt that there was other side of Varun which nobody has seen.
Okay.
Not as frequently we have seen.
Which is what?
You know, which is the sincerity, the torn apart bit, and you know, being caught off guard in certain situations, and just to be able to evoke so much without talking much. As I said again, you know, I personally felt that people would love to see him in this kind of thing also, and that should come as a surprise to people also.
Interesting. Interesting.
So I just thought, you know, that it would be a deadly combination to have the two of them in the film.
Last two questions. I'm going to come to Sajid bhai, but I think I'm going to take that cue, you know, talking about eyes and talking about simplicity. I was listening to a very interesting podcast by New York Times, you know, which talked about how actors go through different stages. So one is like getting your lines right, you know, diligently, be sincere about it and all that. Then it talked about how your non-verbal language, you know, like you don't even need lines to emote, you know, your body emotes a lot. And then the third stage, which is the advanced stage, is creating characters out of the material that has been given to you. What stage of acting do you guys think that you are? Are you able to create those compelling characters, or are you still kind of going with emoting? And where on the bandwidth of acting do you find yourselves?
I think that's for the audiences to say.
But like a self-reflection, like whenever you sit down and watch your performances, do you have?
Oh, I don't.
No, you
so
don't,
I
huh?
can't say. But
Varun?
Totally different. This is quite different from. This is not as much on the nose like some of my other films are. It's not as spelt out. as some of my other films are, which is beautiful. I think the philosophy of the film comes out very nicely because of the type of storytelling that Nitesh does, and he's a storyteller, right? So I think here what I do believe is that the film will keep unfolding in your mind much later. If you see it, then after 2-3 days, when you think about the film, it'll keep opening up, and you'll be like, oh, I took this away from the film, or I took this away from the film.
Sajid, congratulations on 75 years, almost next year, and more power to you.
75 years of my banner.
I mean, yeah, banner.
Even I felt for the 75 years.
1950, your grandfather started this, so more power to you, and
Thank you.
cannot really wait to watch Bawaal on Amazon Prime. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.